Hello everybody, it's the Swedish Traveler here. How you doing? Sorry for the bad lighting, but that's how it is. Since it's Friday, it's going to be another world news video. I'm filming this as soon as I got home from work, so first thing that I want to talk about is what's going on in Minneapolis. A guy, Daunte Wright, got shot by cops who apparently mistook taser for her gun, and she grabbed her gun and shot him when he tried to get away. He was stopped since the cops found out that he has a warrant, and since he got shot and got killed, it has been a huge uproar. And she was jailed. She hasn't been sentenced yet. She got out on bail. She paid her bail, so she's out at the moment, at least from what I can understand. And it's been a year since the whole George Floyd thing has happened, and this incident couldn't have been at a worse time. But it's a big shame that it did happen. And speaking of George Floyd, David Chauvin, who is on trial for killing George Floyd, he pleads the fifth. He doesn't really want to testify what's happening, and what on his involvement with the whole George Floyd thing. So we will see what happens with that as well. I don't really know what to say. So I will move on. The second thing that I want to talk about is about the actor James Franco, who has been accused for sexual misconduct. There was an actress who has worked with him in a movie, and she didn't find James Franco very nice. He was very demanding, and yeah, at least from her point of view, he wasn't really pleasant to work with in that sense. And at least from what I can tell, this isn't the first time either. So we will see about that as well. The third thing that I want to talk about is the corona vaccine from Johnson & Johnson. It has been brought up that it does have the same side effects as the AstraZeneca vaccine, with blood clots and a small amount of I don't know the word in English, so sorry about that. But it does have the same side effects as the AstraZeneca vaccine. So a lot of countries, Sweden included, has paused those vaccines as well, for giving some time to look into that as well. So. And speaking of which, going to the next topic, Denmark has totally stopped using the AstraZeneca vaccine because of, as said, the side effects of blood clots and stuff. And at least in Sweden, we are using it for people over 65. Norway is looking into it, and Finland is looking into it as well. At least from what I can understand it. So, considering what's going on with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and the AstraZeneca one, it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. And the next topic that I want to talk about, it has happened quite a lot during this week. There has been a huge drug bust here in Sweden. Someone ordered like over 50 tons of marble, and the Swedish customs were like, what's going on here? And they found out that in the marble it was like over a ton of cocaine, or at least some drug, and that's a huge amount, and I'm kind of curious to see how the people that are smuggling it, what they were thinking if that they couldn't get away with it, but but it was a huge bust, and some people has been arrested for it, so they will probably get sentenced for it. So we will see what happens with that as well. And the next thing that I want to talk about, Jack Ma has come back. It was probably like a couple of months ago. He was gone for like 3 months and then came back. And his company Alibaba got a huge fine for market tampering or monopoly tampering. It was like over 20 billion Swedish kroners, from what I can understand it. But he probably earned that amount back, at least from what I can understand. So Jack Ma is famous for being opposing the Chinese government, which is great that someone does that at least. And the next topic that I want to talk about is USA is expelling Russian diplomats. Not a lot of them, but at least a couple, and they are planning on doing some they're putting some they're doing some sanctions against Russia, and Poland has joined them as well, expelling more Russian diplomats as well, and Russia is going back and expelling American diplomats as well. So they are stepping up, at least from what I can understand. And next thing that I did see just now, there has been a mass shooting in Indianapolis, near an airport. which at least from the article itself from Aftonbladet, that an incident has happened near a warehouse that belongs to FedEx. So they say that a lot of people has died, but it isn't really confirmed yet. So we will see about that as well. And that's about it. Comment below what you think. You can like and subscribe if you want to, and if you want to support my channel, you can buy some merch in the merch shop down below. Otherwise, peace.